Hello, my loves. Are you ready to find out what karma is clearing for you to have a new beginning? Stay tuned to find out. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I'm Monica, the Kismet Chemist. Whether you are new or returning, welcome back. Welcome to the family. Guys, I'm honored to have you here. It's always a treasure and a blessing. And as you guys can see, I'm super excited for the reading today, as I don't really know how to sit still when I start doing these things. And this is usually not how you guys see me, because I'm usually behind the camera instead of in front of it. But today is a special reading. So when I did my community posts in December about topics that you guys wanted to see, I made sure that I wrote them all down, and I put the name of the subscriber who had suggested it on these tiny little snippets of paper, and I put them in a coffee cup over on my shelf so that I could pick them out throughout the year. And we are going to do a subscriber-inspired reading. So, and I apologize if I am butchering the name, but this is for Megan, who is always one of the very first subscribers to watch my videos, to comment on the videos. I absolutely love her energy, what is brought to the channel. It's amazing. And the suggestion is clearing karma and welcoming new energy. And I don't know if that's going to flip for you guys or if it's going to be backwards. Where I can see it right now, it's backwards. But a lot of the time when I'm done, the camera will automatically flip itself when it's recording. So the way that we're going to do this is I'm going to show you guys 4 crystals, 4 piles. And then they correspond with these cards that I have set up over here, as well as one of the witch runes, which is why I'm in my witchy outfit. Because this is about roles that we play and serving certain karmic patterns in those roles. And when we are ready to shed a certain role, we have to look at the entirety of it so that we can cleanse that energy out, cleanse those karmic patterns out, and move forward with a full understanding and integration of what it was that we just went through. So this is about that clearing of that last karma, the integration energy, so that we can open doors to the new beginning. Now, I am using a new tarot deck. I'm so excited if you can't tell. I'm using the De La Nuit. I probably butchering that too, but I'm using the tarot as well as the oracle cards that go with this. They are absolutely gorgeous, just absolutely inspired by fairy tales. So that is why I decided to, this is actually a shirt that I used to call my witch shirt, because it was something that I got for Halloween one year. And it just makes me feel so empowered in my divine feminine energy whenever I wear it, when I don my makeup and my red lips. It's one of those energies of I can face the world no matter what comes at me, because I am me to a T. I am embracing my femininity, my dark feminine, my bright, loving, soft, divine feminine energy. And I know who I am. This is the energy that I'm bringing to this reading so that you can also step fully into this energy, whether divine feminine or divine masculine. So without further ado, let's show you guys your crystals. So the first pile, we have this beautiful black and peach moonstone. It's technically considered black moonstone, but it does have the peach coloring in with it. And pile 2, we have a crackle smoky quartz. Ooh, it gives me chills, and I love this. It's, oh my gosh, these crystals are so exciting. Pile 3, we have a septarian palm stone. And finally, pile 4 and peach selenite. All right. Now, for the meditation, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over, and I'll put the crystals on top of the cards. But each of the cards and the energies below them are meant to be something for you to move into with just your intuition, tapping into the crystals. So you guys, let's shift over to the cards and I will see you over there. Hello, pile one. If you chose the peach moonstone, we're going to cleanse this energy too. While we cleanse this energy, you have chosen also the waves rune as well as the evil queen. And this is your message all about clearing karma and welcoming new energy. So first of all, thank you guys for being here. I am so excited for these readings. I'm so excited to use these cards to work with this energy. And for your pile especially, I am so incredibly excited to be able to bring this message for you guys. I have been letting these energies set for over 24 hours. I got this oracle deck in midway through last week, and I waited for a while with them and worked with them, and they were like so eager. I've had my eye on this tarot deck and oracle deck for, I want to say 2 or 3 months now at least, where I'll go and be like, okay, maybe now is the time, and then it's not, and I can feel it energetically, it's not the right time. And finally it was. So we're working with 3 very powerful energies here, but the peach moonstone, or the black, not peach, but the black moonstone here actually is the representation of your new energy, because it is a stone that is relatively new. And I actually have one here too that is absolutely beautiful, that has more of the peach hues. And I am so in love with this particular stone myself. And okay. So we're working with really powerful energies. Now, black moonstone is a relatively new, but it's also considered quite rare crystal. It's found in Madagascar, and it is connected with the root and the crown chakra, and it also vibrates on the energy of the number 11. So that's a master number energy. And that level of vibration for this moonstone is really talking about you being ready to move into a grounded emotional beginning or new energy. Now, when we talk about new, whether we're talking about beginnings or energy, anytime we use the word new, it means a transition from what you're accustomed to an evolved energy or a transformed energy. Because if you guys remember, the law of energy, and I want to say it's thermodynamics, is energy is neither created nor destroyed. It is transferred or transmuted into something different. It is just like we as human beings, we are made up of energy, molecules vibrating at a very high frequency, like on a microscopic level. Scientists say that we are nothing but moving particles, moving energy. And when our physical vessel dies in this life, we are returned back to earth in some way, shape, or form. No matter how you look at it, whether it's through burial or cremation, we still come back to the earth. We come back to the origin point of the primordial mother in mythology, in creation, in all things. We come back to the mother and reinfuse our physical essence back into the earth in order to create a symbiotic cycle and energy. that in and of itself is new energy. It's transforming the energy, but it doesn't cancel out the energy. It just changes it into something different. And that might be a bad example. Please don't worry. I'm not like saying anything in that tone. I'm helping you understand that in simplest terms, when we think about the way that we are connected to everything and everything is connected to us, it is down to the way that water erodes the earth and can take a mountain and turn it into pebbles over time. It still is the same earth. It's just in a new form. Just like when we transform, when we take on new energies, when we transform karma, it comes back in a new energy, a new form. This energy is deeply linked with Cancer, Scorpio, and Libra. And it connects your root chakra with the crown chakra. And it does this through the watery energy of the sacral chakra. So being these energies, this is about the divine mothering within us all, the primordial mother energy, the roots of our foundational point, our foundational birth in this world, using Cancerian energy, transforming and transmuting through Scorpio energy, and coming back into a balanced, harmonious, interconnected state with everything around us, body, mind, and soul, with it in this physical world and the spiritual world through the energy of Libra. Of course, because this is moonstone, it's deeply tied to the moon and lunar cycles, but it also is closely associated with the air and water elements. Water elements simply because there is a lot of the sacral chakra energy in this one in particular. It's almost like this calling to balance the earth energy, this grounded energy, with water energy in order to understand how to shift a perspective using air energy. So in that way, we actually have all but fire really existing here. And that may be a very important thing, because if you live your life in a lot of fire energy, incorporating the other elements brings a greater level of balance and harmony. This is also deeply divine feminine energy. And for you in particular, there's a lot of energy here of the dark divine feminine. So we have some of the astrological energies I picked up really strongly. First and foremost, Venus, and I put in water signs when it came through, but it blasted into me of Venus in Pisces in particular. Now, remember, these aren't placements you have to have, but they are very predominant energies. So when Venus is in Pisces, she really helps open our hearts, our minds, our souls to empathy, to compassion, to creativity, to imagination, to the inner child, to the divine feminine, to the mysteries and the mystical energies, to magic, to wisdom, to the fae, to just so much that we can't see, but we can feel, we can experience. It's about the experiential nature of love, beauty, art, values, worth. It's how you view these things and how you do this through the energy of your emotions, through the energy of your heart, your passions. And these aren't fiery passions. These are passions that bring you to your knees and bring tears that roll down your cheeks and really fill you with this essence of love, of nurturance. It's the best way that I can describe it is that moment when you're a parent, when you've given birth and you're looking at that child in your arms and you look down at that tiny human being, that innocent, naive, helpless child, and you know with your entire being that I created this beautiful, beautiful being. I had a part to play in something this pure and divine and magical. It's the essence of that moment that you look at your newborn child
and they wrap their hand, their tiny little hand around the tip of your finger, and you know without a doubt the purity of love, unconditional. So that is a point, a grounding point in all your emotional patterns, where no matter what happens in life, even if that child grows up to be just a complete jerk, no offense to anyone's kids here, but I mean, I have 4 of them. So, but when they grow up and they challenge you, and there's that emotional struggle and the mental struggle and the mom guilt and the dad guilt and the you're the enemy, I can't stand you, you can't stand me, this is so unfair energy that you go through, you have a grounding point to remember. This moonstone, the energies here, especially this Venus and Pisces energy that I'm getting, is this remembrance of a more pure essence of love, unconditional. If you don't resonate with the parental reference, this is about that moment that you step into a personal understanding of something that you love so purely. It is a pure love that it's like you forget all of the struggles of the outside world, because this one thing fills you mind, body, and spirit. This could be you coming into spirituality, coming into your powers, into your energy, into your gifts, into your awareness, your true nature. You could also have, I picked up the nodes in the Cancer and Capricorn axis. And this can be north or south, either way, either sign. So you could have the north or south node in Cancer or the north or south node in Capricorn. Again, you don't have to, but that was really strong. You may have your moon in your 4th, 7th, or 8th houses, or in Capricorn, Taurus, and Aries. And in particular, you may have an Aries moon. That was a very strong energy that I picked up. This stone heals divine feminine energies, primarily like on a physical level, PMS, PCOS, PMDD, cramping, pains, but it also helps with physical, mental, and emotional body detoxification and cleansing and transmuting. Now, the reason why these are so important is because there is an energy here that I resonate with deeply. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. If you are a masculine, like you identify as gender identify as male, and you want to skip forward just a little bit, I mean, it's up to you. But I am going through something. I have gone through a hysterectomy. I have had my left ovary removed, and now my right ovary is failing, and I have constant cysts. I have scar tissue forming worse and worse and worse, and additional scar tissue from prior surgeries, so much so that my abdomen is in a state of pain constantly. Whenever I go through my feminine cycle every month, I can feel cysts forming and rupturing on my ovary. And I just recently had a very severe cystic rupture, and thankfully, gratefully to the universe for this, there was no internal bleeding or anything like that. But spirit works so beautifully, because I know how to work with moonstone, and I'm drawn to moonstone, and I have been working with black peach moonstone, that smaller sphere that I showed you guys, for a short amount of time. Actually, it was a Christmas gift that I got from someone, or from my husband, from David. And working with that energy, spirit really, and my guides really led me to gaining more of that energy in my life. Why? Because it's a natural healing method. And if you're struggling with issues like these, and guys, I got to tell you, I have heard from 3 or 4 other readers in the past few months alone that we're all struggling with this area. But I also have people outside of the reading community, friends, family members that are also struggling with this same issue. And so if you resonate with that and you've chosen pile 1, I want you to understand that those struggles and the pain and the anguish of this situation, PMS, PCOS, PMDD, severe cramping and pain in the abdomen, even if you're a male, if you gender identify as a male and you're having any kind of abdominal or gastrointestinal issues, anything with your stomach, with acid reflux, anything like that, this stone is relatively new, but the energies and the properties of it truly do help in this area. And that's why that sacral chakra energy is there, not just for the emotional healing, but the physicality of it. And when you trust spirit to lead you into a path that has something like this, it's really important. Now, there is always, in my opinion, in my experience, there's always some sort of underlying spiritual reason for these things to be occurring. I recently, and I've talked about this quite a bit, I recently went through a situation where a friendship of mine fell apart. And I felt very betrayed. I felt very hurt, like incredibly hurt. What I didn't recognize, whoa, I just had massive deja vu. Massive deja vu. Whoa, that was so cool. Okay, let's get redirected and right back. Okay, so I went through this friendship breakdown. It was like a friendship breakup. But one of my markers, my physical body markers of whether I am interacting with the right people is how my physical body will feel. I went through a year of learning this about my physical body. It will signal to me when I'm interacting with energies that are not right for me. They may be triggering a shadow within myself. They may be from someone else. Whatever it is, it causes a sense of turmoil. Now that's that waves energy here with this stone, is there's an energy of chaos, turmoil. Now the reason why I have the evil eye out, especially with the fact that this pile is the evil queen, is that the evil queen card talks a lot about jealousy and envy. You know, the evil queen is the evil stepmother from Snow White, where her mirror starts telling her that she is no longer the fairest in the land, and she is very vain. Her vanity is incredibly strong. She wants to be the best. She wants to be perceived as the best, as the most beautiful, the most brilliant, all of these things. And when the mirror starts reflecting back to her the truth that someone is more beautiful than her, and it's not necessarily about looks, and she doesn't realize it's not about looks, it's about what is internal. When your inner world is pure, is innocent, is loving, unconditionally loving, and shines like a beacon, you glow from the inside out, and it is perceived energetically. It can't be explained by how you look, but it is written within your very energy. This is an energy that brings you to a cleansing and a transmuting of this. There was a message that came through that I channeled, and it was jealousy and envy breeds vindictiveness and troublesome mindsets that take a great feat of inner discipline and transparency with the self to see. To see one as an enemy or competition is to lower your own worth and value while energetically attacking another without conscious intention, oftentimes. Jealousy and envy require one to fully detox from the object of focus. So sometimes the outside world will reflect to us something that we're not ready to see within ourselves. When I was interacting with this friend, what I didn't realize is I was going through an energy and a phase internally of struggling with being a parent. Now, being a parent is one of my greatest successes in life. It is also one of my greatest pains. Not because my kids are so terrible or challenging or anything like that. No, I love my kids unconditionally. And yes, they are absolutely challenging. But because I was a young mother, I became a mom at 16 years old. because I have been a parent most of my life, all of my adulthood, but most of my life, I had to grow up and become an adult at the age of 15, even more so than I felt like I already was. I went through an energy of, I felt like I couldn't parent my kids anymore. They weren't letting me parent them. They had kind of cut me out of conversations that, and it happens with all kids when they grow up, but you don't realize that that's what happens. When this friend came into my life, I realized during that time that through multiple interactions, I understood that there was a jealousy and an envy towards me for being a mom, for being married, for having the life that I have. And at the same time, there was a part of me that felt as though, wow, that would be so great if I didn't have the responsibilities of parenthood. If I had the freedom to get up when I want and set up the business that I want and do it in the way that I want to do it, instead of having to always be constantly considerate of other people in my home and how it's impacting them, and the basic mentality of parenthood and being a wife. So I myself put out that energy, and I didn't realize it until later down the line, where I was like, okay, well, how was that situation of her being jealous and envious of me being a mom? How is that reflecting something within myself? And it was the fact that we can choose to be like the evil queen. We can choose to see things in black and white. It's energetically, it's I'm either better or I'm worse. I'm either higher or I'm lower. I'm either greater than or less than. And you cut out the middle. You cut out the gray area. When you're looking at only black and white, you cut out the gray area. That's what the evil queen does. It's like either I'm the fairest in the land or whoever is needs to die. Really extreme example, but that's the energy. That's the energy of jealousy, of envy. If I can't have, no one should. If I can't be, no one else will. It's that energy, and it's asking you in this moment to see where those kind of energies coming at you are reflecting parts within yourself. And I want you all to know that I understand how hard it is to face truths like me sitting here and telling you guys, yes, I was envious of somebody else. Why? Because I didn't experience that timeline. I didn't experience that life. I never knew what not being a parent really felt like. Like, you don't form a lot of awareness between the ages of 0 and 14, 15 years old. So when I became pregnant, I did not have any grounding point of adulthood. I just kind of got thrust into it. And that's that waves energy. That's why it's there, because those emotions whip up so fast, so quickly, so easily. They whip right up. But when they're all turmoil and tumultuous and just swirling all around you like a whirlpool of chaos and pain and things that you don't want to look at, things you don't want to admit, the strongest thing that you can do is transmute that energy by admitting, hey, yeah, I may not have been coming from my best self, but I am willing to look at the fact that I wasn't coming from my best self and change that. So the karma that's really being cleared out for you in order for new energy to come in is this healing of the dark divine feminine energy within you, so that you can release any kind of toxicity from yourself or toxicity that came at you from others. So you can deflect any kind of negativity and really move forth in a rebirth energy with balance, with fertility, with protection, with a sense of serenity moving forward. This piece of being able to put the past behind you. It's letting the waves, instead of letting the waves whip up into a frenzy in your life, it's letting the waves wash things away. I'm now hearing it's Hilary Duff. Hilary Duff. What is this song? I'm going to look it up. Because I know what it is. I just can't remember. I believe it's Come Clean. Let me look up the lyrics for you guys. Yeah. Let the rain fall down and wake my dreams. Let it wash away my sanity. Because I want to feel the thunder. I want to scream. Let the rain fall down. I'm coming clean. I'm coming clean. I will link the song in the description box for you. Let me just write it down quick. Okay. Go back to the beginning, back to when earth, sun, stars, all around. You guys used to listen to Hilary Duff? Because I certainly did. All right. Okay, guys. So let's get some messages on what new energy is coming in. Now that we know that the karmic clearing of the evil queen energy in the waves, that energy of pain, of imbalance, feeling unsafe, attacked, having moments in which I'm actually being shown like moments in which you have like this automatic vindictive thought and you're like, that's not me. It's a part of your shadow. It's that part of your shadow that wants to fight back, that instinctual, let me fight back, let me fight back, let me fight back. You're learning how to transmute that in the moment when you don't actually engage in it, but you do acknowledge it. And so that transmutation has, every time you transmute it, like you recognize that that behavior is there. And then you say, okay, but that's not my truest self. That's not how I truly respond. Every time you do that, there's an energy that gets, it's like, this is funny. I'm seeing like Mario jumping when it's one of the question boxes and it's one of the multiple coins. And I see you like racking up coins. It's like karmic goodies. So let's find out what new energy. Yeah. We have Temperance. We're just going to do this here so that I don't get flagged. So we've got Temperance here, which is Sagittarius energy. So this is 9th house energy. Yeah, 9th house energy. But Sagittarius season, which was late November through December 21st of 2022, that may have been a season in which this energy here was being transmuted in your life in some way, shape, or form. Okay, we've got the Lovers, yeah. Because it's time for you to make new decisions. 2 of Swords moving forward. The decisions that you make are going to, it's going to lead you to a new land, a new world, a new experience. New love. 9 of Wands. And the Sun. Okay. In the back of the deck energy, we have the Empress. Oh my God, you guys, that's Venus. I love it. I love this. All right. You guys have some really powerful major arcana cards here between the Empress, Temperance, the Lovers, and the Sun. With the 2 of Swords and the 9 of Wands, this 2 of Swords in particular, I really love because if you look at this 2 of Swords, and it is inspired by Ariel, and you can see Eric sitting there, she's not blinding herself. She's not blinding herself. And that's something that's really important because what I'm seeing here is through this transmutation, there's going to be an enlightenment, an awareness of the ways in which you have been engaging in choices that have either led you astray or led you into these interactions with others that really challenged you to trust your heart, trust your energy, trust yourself. It's an energy of pure awareness. So the astrological energies that we have primarily, and I'm only focusing on major arcana, not the minors. We've got Sagittarius, Gemini, we've got the sun, and we have Venus. This new energy that's coming in, it really is going to be a choice. It just boils down to the Lover's card. That's the one that is sticking out the most. And what the Lover's card is saying is that it's going to be a choice for you. Your decisions are going to dictate where you go. But the thing about it is you're being represented here in the middle with this Two of Swords energy. And that to me speaks a lot to the fact that others may find you, others may think that you're naive. They may think that they have you, I'm hearing, snowed or smoke and mirrors. You being represented by Ariel with the Two of Swords in this situation, she sees the reality of everything. And there is that energy that, you know, when you think about Ariel, she was a mermaid. And everyone told her, you can't be with Eric, whatever. And did that stop her from choosing her heart? Did that stop her from choosing the love that she felt and she felt called to? No, she went through the journey. This is literally like Ariel's story here. So you guys may resonate really strongly with Ariel, with mermaids, with dolphins, with Mintaka, starseeds. I'm hearing Orion and Lyran as well. Interesting. But this is a lot of watery energy. This is a lot of Piscean energy. Pisces season actually starts in February. I want to say it's February 19th. For us to close out the energy of the 2022 zodiac year. When that hits, all the planets are direct. It's every choice that you've made, every decision that you've made, every time that you have done this from the heart, it has racked up this awareness of how to move forward. So the new energy coming in it's kind of like smoke and mirrors, where other people are going to think that you're just following some sort of meandering path blindly, but you actually are holding the only wand that carries any light, because you're moving towards the light. You're moving out of the dark night of the soul. That is a big energy here. You guys are definitely moving out of the dark night of the soul. The newest energy that you guys have coming in is literally just enlightenment and clear choices. Clarity is really strong for you guys. Yeah. This is one of my favorite cards that I created. It says, screw conformity, be the damn unicorn butterfly. That's really how this Two of Swords energy is, because the Two of Swords is traditionally someone who is blindfolded. They're choosing to be blocked off, but Ariel is choosing to see the future that she desires. So you are choosing what is important to you. You are choosing your uniqueness. You're choosing to be who you're meant to be, to stand in this divine feminine, I am who I am energy, and realize that other people's jealousy and envy of you are simply teaching you about your own uniqueness so that you don't have to feel that energetically anymore, but you also understand that you're you. It's like, I almost feel like there's a secret here. That's why. If your dog or cat, it's supposed to say does. If your dog or cat does not like that person, listen to your fur baby. Okay? No one knows you better than you know yourself. Okay. So, and on the back, it says, it's okay to have moments where you fall to your knees, for it's a moment of utter surrender to transformation, guys. Transformation, butterfly. Okay. Basically, the new energy coming in is you're going to, whether you have an animal or not, this is literally like, you're going to recognize when someone is treating you like smoke and mirrors energy. You're going to understand it. You're going to see it. Gemini energy on the board, and even even Sagittarius energy, a lot of those energies are about dualities and polarities, being two in one. And this is talking a lot about you standing in your own uniqueness and really not allowing anyone else to have any kind of influence over you. You're choosing to be the unicorn butterfly, which I don't even know what that is, but that's the message that came through. And it was actually a vision that I saw, was like a butterfly with a unicorn horn. And it was like super magical and sparkly. It was really cool. But with the Sun card here and Temperance being your anchors, your edges, what's really fueling from top to bottom, no one is going to be able to get to you anymore because you'll know yourself above and beyond. When you go through this kind of dark night of the soul, holy crap, yeah. When you go through this dark night of the soul energy that you've been through, this particular one, you had to deal with a lot of people who were trying to come in and create chaos in your life. So we have, there is no we without me. Each member of a partnership is crucial to it. There's no co-creating partnerships without the unique qualities each one brings to the table. So why are you hiding behind the mask of self-doubt continually? And then empowerment overcomes entitlement. It says lost souls meandering their inner darknesses have lost their empowerment due to an ego-centered belief of entitlement. Shed the ego, humbly reconnect with your soul and the divine. Here you shall shed your entitlement, gain truth and clarity, and arise empowered. So this is like out of the frying pan and into the fires energy. And so it's letting you know, like, you are so worthy. You are so worthy. And collaborations or connections, that's that Libran energy. All of this is talking about you seeing the truth of your situation. When others think you're blinded, you going, no, I'm not. I know exactly what my choices are, and I know where they're leading me. Yes, it may look like a harder path, but who the hell is going to tell me that the path that I'm taking is too hard for me? It's my path. It's my choice. It's my life. I love that for you guys. Spirit and guides for pile one. Is there anything further? Okay. So we have Sirius. It's the dog star, which says fame and support, creative expression, inspirational persona, and a helper of humanity. So this is about you really stepping into a more communicative energy and your own personal uniqueness, really, to realize that your voice, your stories, they really do matter. And then we have Aries, which is the divine feminine warrior, counterpart of Mars. It's the yin balance of our drive, determination, and ambition to fight for what we envision for ourselves in this life. So this could be about balancing Venus and Mars energy. Sorry, guys, I got distracted. On the back, we have you are divinely blessed and connected to Source. And it says, do not believe you require others to tell you your path, your messages, or your purpose. You already hold the keys of inner truth. Gaze within, and in the silence, listen. Spirit, our great creator, Source energy has been calling to you. You are truly connected. You may want to see where Sirius falls in Cancer energy, and we do have the moon and Cancer with the moonstone. But you may want to check and see if there's anything conjunct that. It's right around the 13th degree of Cancer in the tropical zodiac. But you may also want to see where Eris, which is an asteroid, falls in your chart to see where this energy is awakening within you. But this is about you understanding that you are divinely connected. You are uniquely you. And it's your uniqueness that really is needed in the world. So while I can't tell you a path definitively, I can tell you that the new energy is literally you trusting yourself, your own personal empowerment, your own personal awareness, your role within any and every connection. You're seeing exactly who you are finally. And the rest of the world can tell you what the rest of the world thinks, but you're the one who knows yourself the best. There is a bit of hesitancy because of this evil queen energy, but it's really, there's really just more of a message. God, I just was like blindly shuffling and Pisces came up. There is a strong energy and a strong message here about allowing yourself to flow like water, to transform, and to realize that you do ebb and flow, emotions ebb and flow, creations ebb and flow, connections ebb and flow. But no one can take you away from you. No one knows you better than you know you. No one is entitled to having dominion or power over you. And a connection is not a connection without you in it, which means that there should and will always be equality moving forward when you stand in your own personal power. And remember that the divine is here and connected to you permanently. This is your permanent state. Let this be washed away. It's time for your energy to become clean, for you to really understand that you have the ultimate power in your life to make the decisions moving forward that are of your highest and greatest good. And you are going to move from an enlightened awareness of the decisions that you're making moving forward when you step into this energy and you really own your own power. You own this and you say, you know what, if someone else wants to feel this way about me, I understand that they may feel that way about me, but they are only feeling that way about me because of something internal. And then you can ask yourself, are they triggering something internally with me? What can I learn from this? How can I move forward? You have the ability to do all of this by yourself. You don't even need me here to do it. And I know that may seem weird, but it's true. I'm here to just give you confirmation of what you know of yourself. So with these in particular, it's letting you know that you know you better. And if someone tries to tell you who you are, what you can do, what you can't do, prove them wrong. Prove them wrong because you have the strength, the willpower, and the lessons, and the awareness and the energy to do so. You guys are pretty freaking awesome. Pile 1, you are pretty freaking awesome. I'm not going to lie. All right, Pile 1, this is what I have for you. Sorry if it seemed a little scattered. I was just kind of flowing with this energy and I'm just kind of sitting in it. This is just really cool energy moving forward. I really love how empowered this is. So yeah, Pile 1, thank you so much for being here. I want to say thank you to your guides, my guide, Spirit, for facilitating the connection between our energies and allowing these messages to flow through so smoothly. Truly appreciate it, Spirit. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Pile 1. If this resonated, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, comment down in the comment section below. Any and all interactions that you guys do with my channel really does help with the algorithm. It helps with the signaling to YouTube that you guys like these readings. And so it stays in the algorithm and it really does help build that equal energy exchange. So I would truly appreciate it, but I really love interacting with you guys and hearing all your takes and how things resonate. So with all that being said, Pile 1, I love you guys so much and I will see you at my next reading. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. So if you chose the second stone, this gorgeous crackle smoky quartz, which I am just in love with, this is your message about clearing your karma and welcoming new energy. Apparently I'm tripping over my words. So with you guys choosing the second pile with this crackle smoky quartz, as well as you chose the rune of the moon. Yes, I heard that. I was trying really hard to figure out how to say it without rhyming, but then I realized there really was none. And the card 20 with the Snow Queen. Now, first of all, when we're working with this crackle smoky quartz, the primary energy of this stone is about clearing, grounding, and cleansing. This is a stone that is great for clearing negative energies, but Also, physical healing, connecting to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature, to your divine feminine and your dark divine feminine energy, purification of survival mode so that you can step into a life of thriving instead of constantly striving to make ends meet and to survive on a day-to-day basis. This is really about you stepping into your power and thriving, grounding that power into your physical reality, healing your physical body, and connecting your root to your Earth Star chakra and really activating that purpose within yourself for what you're here to do in the world. This stone is also really great for attracting love, abundance, and to activate and energetically balance your life out. A lot of this has to do with coming into a higher awareness of why you incarnated in this lifetime. With the moon rune, it has everything to do with your soul. The moon correlates to the luminary in the sky that is essentially the soul of the earth itself. So it signifies the soul of our earthly incarnation, what you're here to do, how you're here to do it. You may have a moon in the winter signs, which would be Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And the reason why I say those are winter signs is because the winter solstice begins on December 21st, which kicks off Capricorn season. And the spring equinox begins in March 19th through the 22nd-ish, depending on how everything falls that year. And that kicks off Aries season. So you look at those energies in between. Alternately, if you look at the 10th, 11th, and 12th house in your chart and you have your moon in your 10th, 11th, or 12th house, this is your own personal energetic winter season. So it doesn't necessarily go with Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, but it does fall within those three houses for what your winter season is personally. So you may have your moon in the 10th, 11th, or 12th houses, or in Capricorn, Aquarius, or Pisces, which means that during those times, you are called to that winter energy. But the end of winter comes, for the world, the end of winter comes when the days start getting longer, getting warmer. And that is actually what the winter solstice actually signifies. It's Yule season. It's when the days are the shortest and the nights are the longest, but it also signifies a time of energetic rebalancing. It's the beginning of an energetic rebalance where the day and the night begin to move closer and closer to equality once more. The moon is dominant during this time. And I am filming this on the first day of Aquarius season. So the moon and sun are really working at shifting forward towards equality once more. But in any winter phase, whether it is the winter phase of the actual calendar year or zodiac year, or if it is the winter phase within your chart, that time frame can be very frustrating, especially if you're a fire sign or an air sign and you are predominantly divine masculine. But with your energy in particular, especially with the Snow Queen card, there is a fear here that is part of the karmic clearing that is being called for. Now, this is what I received as far as a message. I received a message that says the end of winter comes when you choose to begin to thaw from your fear-based isolation. Let the tears fall for the pains of your inner child, your younger self. Those things that you have been doing shadow work on, that you have come into a revelation about regarding your childhood, regarding how you grew up, regarding the pains and the wounds that you carry, and the cycles and the patterns that have been perpetuated throughout your life. These things are ready to be released. So let the tears fall and feel how that cold, frozen iciness within your heart, within your chest for that time frame when your inner child got locked up and locked away. Feel that thaw completely. Feel that warmth come in, that love come in. You're being called at this time to really, really allow yourself to purge, because it's time for you to open your heart. And opening your heart means welcoming in spring into your life. Spring blossoms, new friendships, new romance, new adventures. There is so much new that wants to come in for you. So many areas of new that want to come in. You guys could have Cancer in your 7th house, so that would make you Capricorn risings as well. So that makes total sense if you guys are Capricorn risings. Okay, forgive me, guys. It does, because when Capricorn season starts, energetically for the world, it signals a time, at least in the Northern Hemisphere. It's the opposite in the Southern Hemisphere. So Cancer season signals it in the Southern Hemisphere. But in the Northern Hemisphere, when Capricorn season begins, it signals a time of winter. That is a time to hermit, a time to pull back, a time to work on the shadow, a time to rest. But not everyone has that same energy. So you look at what your energetic winter season is to flow smoother, to work on those things, realizing that you have those kind of signals and qualities. If you are a Capricorn rising, and it doesn't mean that you have to be, but that energy is really strong here. If you are a Capricorn rising, when Capricorn season started, you may have been feeling that pull to come out of the cave, to come out into the world, which doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense, especially if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, because it's like, well, it's winter season. Shouldn't I be hermiting? Shouldn't I be doing this? A lot of us spiritual teachers talk about the winter season and what it's here for, because it's for hibernation, rejuvenation. It's for a recalibration of your energy, becoming restored so that you can go through a rebirth when the spring starts. If you haven't noticed, we're going with re as a theme here. All the re words, that is to do again, to birth again, to restore once more what has been broken down or lost. It's a kind of cocooning energy here with that of when you are doing the review time and everything like that, you're being asked to look at things, look over things one more time, check all the boxes, make sure that everything is aligned and everything is going exactly how it's meant to. But when you have gone through something, if you have gone through something with this pile, it feels like the fear of coming out of isolation has everything to do with betrayal. And betrayal is one of the hardest things to work through on a soul level and an emotional level. And I feel like crying for you guys. It is so hard to do that because you don't know how to heal it necessarily, because you can't ever rationalize why someone would betray you without you betraying yourself and your sense of self-worth and self-identity and self-esteem. And that's not what spirit wants. And that I don't even get that that's anything that you guys have any strong desire to do. So I do understand that. But it can be hard to move from a place of trust into the world when you feel like if you go out into the world, you're going to be betrayed again. You're going to be hurt again. That cycle, that pattern is ready to be karmically cleansed. But in order for it to be karmically cleansed, you have to see it and realize it. So I was getting images as I was tapping into this energy, and they started coming, especially after I said opening your heart means welcoming in spring blossoms, new friendships, new romance, and new adventures. When I channeled that message for you, it just started opening so much stuff up. And I saw butterflies like fairy tale style, just fluttering all around, all super magical. But I also got images of one of my favorite children's books when I was a kid. And it's one of those little golden books. And it was the Pokey Little Puppy. And I just remember how the Pokey Little Puppy just all the adventures it went on and how fun it was and how green the grass was and how muddy and fun the mud was and everything. And then I saw a little kid in galoshes and a raincoat jumping in spring puddles, like sitting out the window or sitting at their window and watching as these puddles kept gathering and gathering. And then I saw this child in it. There was no real like gender or anything. It was like the corduroy bear in all of his rain gear. Or is it Paddington Bear? I don't know. I'm seeing the bear from Friends that I think it's Monica accidentally rips the head off of when Monka Bang. That's so funny. Okay, anyway, with Ben, but Rainy Day Bear, that's what it was. It's dressed kind of like that, but watching this child just watch as the puddles started forming and this building excitement and joyful energy. And that's really what your guides want to focus on. They want to focus on that joyful energy of going out and jumping in the puddles and really feeding into your inner child. But when you're in this Snow Queen energy, there's this energy of fear, because if I leave where I'm at, then what do I do? How do I move from here? I've become so accustomed to being locked away and blocked away. How do I move out of that? And especially when you are dealing with healing the karma of a betrayal of any sort, whether it is romantically, through friendship connections, at work, or even just you realizing that at some point you betrayed yourself by self-sacrificing behaviors, or by giving to others more than you were giving to yourself, or by allowing someone else power to dictate you and your own power versus you choosing to be who you're meant to be. This is being purified. When you're in the Snow Queen energy, survival mode is activated. And survival mode is so hard to get out of. And I am not negating survival mode whatsoever, because you guys, I literally spent an entire year basically starving myself because my family was in survival mode, because poverty is actually real. It really does exist. I know that there are perceptions of my channel and everything with my cards and whatnot that I am living a luxurious life. I've heard that before from people. But my family struggles just as much as everyone else's when you have a single parent or a single income household, and we're living in this day and age. Like, we face the same problems, but I'm trusting the path that I'm on. But there was an entire year and a half or so, at least a year, where I was barely eating to make sure my kids could eat. We're still very barely recovering from that time. So we are very mindful about things. That can really lock you up. It can really freeze you up when you're in that survival mode, because you don't know when the rug is going to be pulled out from under your feet. You don't know when that other shoe is going to fall and when everything is going to fall apart. And if you are not completely and utterly constantly vigilant, then something can crack, something can break. But this crackle quartz is not about anything within your world or your life breaking down anymore. This is about the shattered illusion of you not being safe, of you not being loved, you not being protected, you not having to constantly strive and survive, but begin to thrive and really truly feel alive, feel full, feel whole. Every part of you that feels empty at any given point in time is an empty pocket for spirit to pour into. And when we realize this, when we come to this revelation that, I've been feeling like I am incomplete and seeking that completeness outside of myself perpetually, and then people tell me I need to find it within myself, that I'll find wholeness within myself. But every time I look within myself, I only find more holes. The ways that you're looking to fill it, it's meant to be spirit. It's meant for you to actually have that moment where you fall on your knees and you say, Spirit, well, I welcome you into my life. Divine Creator, I welcome you into my heart, into my soul, into my space. I welcome you here so that I can feel whole within myself without needing another person or an object or an addiction or a mindset of lack to keep bearing down on me, freezing me more and more so that I don't live my life, but I watch my life get lived as though I'm not a part of it. That karma is ready to end. Wow, that was powerful. Aside from, the really like spring stuff, of course, because we're working with the Snow Queen, Elsa and Anna came through with Frozen. That may be one of your favorite. I just heard my son's favorite movies. So that may be one of your child's favorite movies or one of your favorite movies. But Into the Unknown from Frozen 2 is something that is calling for you forward. But more than that, I actually was hearing the lyrics of Frozen Heart, which is the song that the I guess they would be called ice miners were singing in the very beginning of the movie when, is it Kristoff? There you go. I was going to say Sven, but Sven is the reindeer. When Kristoff was a little boy with his father out on the ice. And the lyrics from Frozen Heart from Frozen, they say, so cut through the heart, cold and clear, strike for love and strike for fear, see the beauty sharp and clear, split the ice apart and break the frozen heart. I wondered why this particular stone called out for this path and for today, for this reading, because I literally got this stone today to use during this reading. And I hadn't set the stones or the intentions. I hadn't let myself really wonder, but it's a smoky quartz, but it's so cracked. It's because it's a crackle and a smoky quartz combined, you get the qualities of both. And it's this revelation of allowing yourself to see that, yeah, maybe it seems like you're broken. Maybe it seems like you're cracked. Maybe it seems like everything is shadowy and cloudy. But what happens when that comes in is really that you're being cleared. So you can see the beauty that is you. So you can see the beauty in the breakage, the beauty in the cracks, the beauty in the shattered mirror. So you can see the beauty in yourself, the beauty in the things that people deny and reject, you embrace. And that's an amazing, admirable thing. So we're just going to get a few cards to signify what the new energy is that's coming in. Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Ooh, Black Swan energy. You know, I haven't ever seen that movie. I keep thinking that I should. Okay, Eight of Cups. The Page of Cups. Okay. Oh, okay. Can I get the Page of Swords? I love this. Ah, Merida. There you go. Thank you. The Five of Wands. Okay, the Five of Wands is actually, it actually came out in the pre-shuffle. And we have the Three of Cups on the back. The Three of Cups is speaking very, very loudly right now about the Five of Wands. And it's talking about the nature of separation and how separation is nothing more or less than an illusion that we weave in our lives in order to perpetuate this feeling of incompleteness. But the truth of the matter is, oh my God, okay, I'm sorry, guys. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to. This card has me shook. She looks just like my friend Michelle, who for the sake of YouTube unalived herself when my spiritual journey began back in 2020. Wow, I did not expect that. Okay, the Three of Cups card, guys, is talking about this Five of Wands. And this Five of Wands, it talks about separation. And the reason why this energy is so strong here is because when we believe that there's a separation, we believe that we are unworthy. We harden ourselves to the world because we think that we can't exist within it without feeling constantly attacked and defeated. But look, Alice found a place for herself. She found friends, and they're not orthodox friends. They're very unorthodox. They're animals that are just kind of crazy. But she's got Dinah and the White Rabbit sitting right there, dining together. When normally they would be chasing each other, or one would be chasing the other, running around, she found friends and magic and mystery in the world, in places that she wouldn't let anybody dissuade her from believing. Sometimes the world weighs on you, but the new energy that's coming in is this energy of really embracing who you are and walking away from the things that have hurt you, walking away from the pains. It's letting yourself know that there is more out there, and embracing that and moving towards that. It's standing in your power and your creativity and your curiosity, and not letting the world make you believe that this is a lost cause, whatever this is for you. For a lot of you, this is about love. The new energy that's coming in is so focused on these two cards that these cards here are literally like, this is what feels better to me. It's like you've been fighting and trying to build something within yourself that is, it's like you're trying to build this separation. Even this. Yeah, that feels better. Because this just seems to be the focus. You've been building and building and building this strength, this resilience, this hard wall, blocking people out and locking people out, and doing it all because your heart is hurting or has hurt. Why? Because people tell you you're too naive, your imagination gets you nowhere, you're too adventurous, you're too this, you're too that. But none of those twos are ever you're just too amazing, too unbelievable in a beautiful, loving way. It's this nurturance that you never got. At some point in your life, there was a nurturance that you never got. And this wants to be walked away from. That's the new energy, is literally the strength to walk away from the pain. The strength to walk away and to move yourself into a state of wonder, of new beginnings, of awe, of courage, of reconnecting. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm really trying to separate myself, but I swear to God, it's like Michelle is literally speaking through me to try and reach you guys. And that doesn't normally happen. And I know that this isn't because any of my friends are watching that knew her. It's literally because she recognizes a piece of you, or a piece of herself within you, and she doesn't want anyone to make her mistake. And I wouldn't normally say that, but it's so freaking strong. It's so strong here. She doesn't want anyone to make her mistake. This is about really loving your inner child and loving your younger self in a way that you probably didn't get when you were younger, when you were growing up, or even into adulthood. And it's time to really let yourself see the strength and the resilience that you have, and really let that thaw happen. Your heart is so worthy, pile 2. It is so worthy, and you are meant for so much more. You're meant for wonder and awe and mystery. Yeah. Tell yourself every day, I'm strong, stable, and resilient, and trust this truth. Pile 2, whatever it is that you've been going through, please know that you really do matter. You are your own hero or heroine. No one needs to save you, for you are all that you need. This is what I was talking about with the holes, the incomplete feeling. It's, you have everything within you. You're the leader of your story, and you are this strong and stable and resilient. You can make it through whatever darkness you're in. You can literally choose right now. You can choose to do better. You can choose to be better. You can choose to live fully. You can choose to take another chance, because you're so worthy of it. The new energy wants you to see how incredible you are. Spirit's love and protection surrounds you all the time. Trust that. I'm like so emotional for you guys. Oh. And on the back, we have solfeggio frequency 963 hertz, crown chakra blossoming, for connecting to higher wisdom. Literally, guys, Spirit just wants you to understand how loved you are. There is such a strong trust energy here. Like your guides, Spirit, the divine, trying to get you to really trust yourself, but trust them. Okay. Do we have any closing messages? Any further messages? Yeah, a lot. Again, we have the 10th house with Capricorn and Saturn, the house of career. Career, vocation, achievement in the world, authorities, public life, recognition, guides. Seriously, guides. Your guides are literally trying to get to you to help you understand. Oh my God. Seriously. Double Capricorn energy. Oh. Stubborn, uncontent until you're at the top. That is the shadow aspect. And the light aspect is hardworking, straightforward, and loyal. This is about how you perceive yourself in the world. Your how you perceive yourself in worthiness within the world. I cannot freaking make this up. Holy shit. The midheaven or medium Koli is the point in the chart in which we must learn its meaning in our own personal life and harness the energy of it to shine her brightest in the world. Often when activated, marks a turning point of personal success in career in the world. This is about whether you believe that you are worthy of a spiritual path, of a spiritual career. Can you have it all? Zoe Redbird and Stark. There's more to that. Zoe Redbird and Stark are from the House of Night series, and it's one of my favorite book series. But Zoe was marked as special, different, unique. And Stark was like the bad boy who was lost. And Zoe had an affinity for all 5 of the elements. First vampire to ever be marked and to have an affinity for all 5 elements. First one to have a tattoo filled in. It's a lot to it, but these two met shortly before Stark died the first time, and he came back and she loved him. She couldn't explain it, but she loved him. But he was the bad boy. He did awful things, but she just believed in his goodness. Now, this may be about a relationship that literally left you feeling like you had to... it left you in a state of anxiety. And the way that I describe my anxiety a lot of the time is I say I want to tear my skin off because it makes me feel so uncomfortable energetically. The energy of anxiety makes me feel so uncomfortable that it's like I would rather tear my skin off than experience it. And I know that's a really horrible thing to say, but it's just how it feels. I don't know another way to explain it, but the way that it feels is because of this frustration of loving someone that turned away from you in some way, shape, or form. And this is asking you to stand in your power and to walk forward in a new way, to embrace the freedom that comes from loving yourself. Yeah. Release, relinquish, and recover. It is time, my dear, to relinquish your sense of control, release your hidden darknesses and pains to your guides and angels, and let your heart connect to the divine creator and recover. Heal, darling, beloved one, heal. Heal fully and completely. You know, when someone we love is lost, whether it's a friend or a lover or a family member, that loss, no matter how it plays out, whether it's an abandonment, whether it's a betrayal, whether it is loss from death, you have to go through the energy, the emotions. If some of you are dealing with similar to my friend Michelle and her loss, if you're dealing with someone who has felt that way or who has done that, it is okay to feel like they have betrayed you in that action. It's okay to admit that and to acknowledge that. If someone has betrayed you in terms of work, your sense of security and safety and stability, it's okay to feel this brokenness. It's okay. It's also okay to hope and to pray and to believe in that person changing if there's love there. It's okay. It's okay for you to feel everything that you're feeling. What else does pile 2 need right now? Spirit guides. I feel like there's one more in here. Spirit and spirit guides. Okay. So we have Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw is an incredibly wise house. Incredibly wise house. On the back, we have Taurus, the bull with Venusian energy, which kicks off in April. Second house ruler, good taste, sensual, and down to earth, and pleasure seeking and stubborn. I'm going to put it over here because it's a lot of earth energy. If you guys feel as though nothing in this world makes sense right now, there's just this energy of just deep loss. You may actually feel like cut off from spirit, like you're not good enough for spirit. It's just not the case. But for Ravenclaw to come out, it talks about the logical mind, the ways in which the logical mind spins and spins and spins these narratives. And logic and wisdom and knowledge, they have a place, but there's also an awareness of allowing for your emotions to have a place, allowing for you to trust your heart and to trust the love that spirit has and to trust your own strength and your truth. You're meant to shine in the world in some way, shape, or form, to show the world what it's like to be utterly emotional and curious and brave and embrace your inner child and be this loving, nurturing person. And when you're meant to be that person out in the world, and I know this from personal experience, when you're meant to be that person out in the world, you go through every test of whether you can stay that way, whether you can stay true to that, whether you can trust, and whether you can step into a state of knowing the ultimate truth of unconditional love, and that you are the leader, you are the main character of your life, and that you are really, truly loved and protected by spirit. And it's hard. It's so hard when you're iced up and iced out and you feel isolated and you feel alone. And I can't emphasize enough how much pain it causes when you go through a loss like that. I can't emphasize enough how worthy and amazing you all are. The new energy that's ready to come in is really like beautiful career, beautiful love, healing, wisdom, knowledge, a connection to the divine, and joyful connections in this world. That energy is ready. As soon as you walk away from the pains of the past and embrace your inner child, you have all the power in your hands. You just have to choose to soften your heart. Pile 2, I love you guys so much. I am sending you like the biggest energetic hug. This was way more emotional than I thought it would be. My love goes to you guys so strongly. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Seriously, thank you for being here. Thank you for being in this world. Thank you for being you. Thank you. I want to say thank you to your guides, my guides, Spirit, for facilitating the connection between our energies and allowing these messages to flow through, for the healing to happen, for the healing to be possible. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Pile 2. First of all, I love you guys. Secondly, if this resonated, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, comment in the comment section below. Every interaction that you guys make with my channel really does help it grow, and I really, really, truly appreciate it. And it does help get this message out to others. I just want to give you guys a hug. If you guys are not feeling up to doing that stuff, there's zero expectation whatsoever. I just truly hope that you walk away from this reading and you know that you are loved. So, Pile 2, I want to say thank you one more time for being here. I love you all. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. We are going to cleanse this energy, and I usually do it in between, and I did cleanse a little bit last night. But after I finished filming Pile 2, which, spoilers, if you guys don't want to know anything about it, please skip ahead just a little bit. But after I filmed Pile 2, there was some unexpected energies in that pile that actually like deeply impacted me personally. And I found that when I set up to do your reading, I didn't have the heart. I didn't have the heart to do it. It was quite powerful, very, very emotional. So, my darling Pile 3s, you guys chose the Septarian stone, and this is the message for you based off of the Septarian stone about clearing karma and welcoming new energy. So if you guys can't tell, I feel a little bit shaky. I'm getting going with the energies this morning. Part of it is my own stuff, but part of it has to do with the energy of this card. So you guys chose the Dragon Egg Stone. The card that you got is Little Red Riding Hood with the number 6 and the rings rune. So this is about, I just heard disparate forces coming together finally. So Septarian is a blended stone. If you guys can see, I'm so in love with Septarian stones. They are so magical and mystical. They literally feel like you are holding a dragon egg in your hand. And here's the funnier thing about it, as I just started rereading the Game of Thrones series last night before I started doing your reading. I started reading it last night before I went to bed. And in the Game of Thrones, there is Khaleesi. And you guys, that was the first word that came through when I chose the Septarian stone for this pile, was Khaleesi. And she is the mother of dragons and the breaker of chains. So this is talking a lot about the cycles and the patterns that you are breaking.
we're talking about clearing karma. But when we're talking about clearing karma for you in particular, especially with a Little Red Riding Hood, the number 6, the rings, the whole combination of all of this is about bringing in grounding, centering, balancing all into one to start forming a more perfect whole you. There is a union of self and union of you and the divine occurring within your path moving forward, which is very, very strong. But pile 3 with the Little Red Riding Hood, but the Septarian stone is actually more about your progress forward, which is the exact opposite of every other pile's energy thus far. For every other pile, it has been the palm stone that has led into the energy of change, and it's blended together. These almost feel like the progression. So I'm going to read you guys the channeled message that I got from the Little Red Riding Hood card. And we'll talk about that in combination with the rings rune, because the rings rune is coming through with a very Vesica Pisces energy, or Vesica Pisces? Piscis? I don't know how you pronounce it. My pronunciations lately have been just complete shit. So spoilers. Let's take a look at the message here. It says, when you're on the spiritual path through the misty woods, remember the shadows within might be reflected back to you through others. Focus on your own path of deep healing as you tend to and lovingly nurture your divine masculine energy. Remember, you're the author of your story. Unlike Red, you choose if you get eaten by the wolf, saved by the hunter, or you save yourself. Whatever you choose, your lesson learned will bring a passionate cause to your being moving forward. Now, when we are talking about the rings rune, the reason why I'm getting a kind of Vesica Pisces energy with it is all about you finally coming into wholeness within yourself, mind, body, and soul. But the past and the present seem to be converging in on the past and the future are converging in on the present moment right now, so that you are starting to see, I'm hearing the layers of reality. And with the layers of reality, when we think about the Little Red Riding Hood, it talks about how she is on a path through the woods, but it also talks about staying in your lane, maintaining your focus on the path, not deviating from the path. So you guys may be going through a phase right now in your karmic pattern, your karmic cycle, where in the past you would be knocked off kilter. In the past, you would have been knocked off your path. You would have given up. So the energy here is very similar to my own energy about a year ago. So last year in 2022, I was just getting started with this channel. Even though it's kind of inception date, the very first posting that I had was in September of 2021. Yeah, September of 2021. When we were coming up to Aquarius season last year, that's when I really decided I'm going to do this regularly. This is a vision I have for it, and I just dove directly in. I didn't look back. I had been playing around with the idea for months, toggling back and forth, trying to decide. I had a different channel that I was still working on, still hoping to revitalize. And I realized that other channel was done. That path had ended with that other channel. And this path was right there for me to go on. But in order for me to go on this path, the path of this channel right here, Chemistry with Kismet Tarot, I had to close down the other path. And I'm not one to normally say that, because as you guys know, I started rising sign messages, but I keep them going parallel energies, parallel paths. To me, they kind of feel like the same path, just kind of wider spread. But this channel was so different from Chemistry with Kismet before, or the Kismet Chemist before. It was so different. And I had to close down that path. Now, when I went through a similar situation in 2022, towards the end of 2022, I went through an incredibly similar situation, to the point that I am still dealing with some of the same energies
of a single or at least one or two people that consistently will come and subscribe to my channel, only to unsubscribe from my channel every video that I post. And it used to frustrate me. But in reality, all that's doing is keeping that person locked up. It keeps that person locked up. I don't need to feel locked up by that person because my focus is on what I'm doing as a passion, what I am doing to help others. And so I don't need to worry about that. But the year before in 2021, when that happened, I essentially burnt down every creative project I had done aside from my books. I shut everything down. I deleted YouTube channels. I deleted videos. I removed so much of my creative spark, endeavors, and passions out of the world as a whole and said, I'm not doing this anymore because I was so personally attacked, truly, genuinely was personally attacked, that I didn't feel safe to be in the world. Now, Little Red Riding Hood herself was not personally attacked, but it was through her giving away information, her giving away her path and where she was headed, that the wolf was able to circumvent going with Red and try and cut her off at the pass. Now that's the point here. Red continued on, and the book and the card talks about how some people say she was saved by the hunters. Some people say she was eaten by the wolf. Some people even say she saved herself. What happened to Red, and put yourself in Little Red Riding Hood's shoes, what happens to you is what you determine is going to happen to you. That's why the past and the future are converging, because you have a goal in mind. You have a path, a progress, a notion of where you want to go and what you want to do, what you want to achieve. You have this in mind. You know where you want to go. And in order to get yourself there, you have to continue moving on your path. But if you give away to a wolf where you're going, the wolf is going to try and stop you. And that's what I just came out of the other end of. Somebody wanted to stop me because they didn't like who I was. They didn't like my gifts, or they didn't like the fact that my gifts are how they are. Jealousy is a really ugly emotion, guys. And I chose my pathway forward. I chose to continue moving forward, knowing that there is a place on my path where the wolf was waiting to pounce. And your guides especially are saying, when these convergences happen, when these pathways, these points in time, these end goal and beginning points start converging on this present moment, it can feel very cloudy, very confusing. It can feel like you are both the wolf in sheep's clothing, the sheep in wolf's clothing, as well as Little Red Riding Hood, trying to discern where to trust and who to trust and what to trust. Your guides are saying, trust yourself. First and foremost, trust yourself and your path and your heart and where you're headed. So with the Septarian stone, this is a mixture of aragonite, calcite, limestone, and barite. And this part right here is barite, and not all of the stones have barite in it. Many of them do, but for the most part, it's aragonite, calcite, and limestone. But it's from the Latin word of septem, meaning seven, and it forms in patterns of seven. This is such an auspicious number, and this is a signal from your guides in the universe that this year is your year, literally your year. This is why the energy of keep your eye on the prize is so important. Keep your eye focused on your end goal. Do not let anyone come in and dissuade you from what you're trying to accomplish, where you're trying to go, what your purpose, what your path is. Do not let anyone come in and try and do that. Now, Septarians were formed during the Cretaceous period. I think that's when it was. It's like 40 to 50 million years ago, when the
oceans were a lot higher. When the Gulf of Mexico spanned through Utah and down in Madagascar was covered in water, and they formed from underwater volcanoes. So this is a lot of that same energy of fire and water that we interact with so often on this channel, because these are formed from all of that. Septarian stones help to clear and calm your mind, to remove your stress, your anxiety, the monkey mind, and they really help connect you to your earthly roots, more into your body than in your mind and in the higher realms. It really helps get you grounded into your sense of personal power as well as personal destiny. This is a spiritual and personal empowerment stone. So it does take those higher realm energies that you work in so easily, and it anchors it down. And it anchors it all the way down through your root chakra into the earth star chakra, and really anchoring into your purpose here in this world. It also really, really helps you strengthen your personal character and integrity. And one of the things that Septarian is known for is, as you work with this stone and you strengthen your personal integrity, your personal character, who you are and how you hold yourself in the world, it also ignites within you a spark of passion for something that you want to stand for. This is the path of deep, deep emotional healing. And it also aids in intuition and clairvoyance energies. More than anything, this stone is about where your humanitarian energy lies. So you may have fire or water in the 11th house. That would be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in the 11th house, or Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, or Scorpio in the 11th house. I don't know why I said and. You can only have. I work with whole sign systems. And you can't have two water signs in a house without. You can, but it would be very, very rare, and you would have to be born near the North or South Pole, just because of the way that the house systems work. It would have to be out of a specific area. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. This energy is about you really learning how to pour forth from you the things that you're passionate about, the things that bring you emotional awareness. Just like me being like, okay, I want you guys to understand how empowered you are and how capable and true and strong and brave and resilient you are. I want you to understand that there is no one who can dissuade you from your path when you stand really firm and true to yourself. This is what I want to do for you. These are the things that make me feel passionate. When I work with this energy, I feel so passionate about coming into union with your divine feminine and your divine masculine, about coming into union with your shadow self and your light. It's about coming together with all the pieces of yourself and really, really embracing your imagination and your creativity. Why? Because these are things I'm deeply, deeply passionate about, and I want to ignite the world with the fires of creativity. If I could set everyone ablaze to live a creative lifestyle and learn how to exchange energy and trade fairly in order to receive creative inspiration or psychic awareness or what have you, I would totally do that. If we could live in a world where money didn't exist and it was just like, let me paint and play music and dance and write books and read books and not have to worry about the earthly life, I would do that. This stone helps ground those emotions in, to take it into a balance of what the reality of this existence is, what we have chosen for our incarnation as far as living here goes, and to take all of the inspiration and create with it. Wow. Okay. This is a lot different than the energies last night, and I love it. So let's find out a little bit more about where you're moving to from here. Wow, your cards really jumped up. We've got Page of Pentacles, 5 of Wands, 10 of Cups. Oh, that's it. Okay, they only want 3 cards. And then, yeah, Page of Cups. I'm not surprised to see that. Actually, guys, FYI, Page of Cups is the card that actually like sent me spiraling last night, because it looks just like my friend Michelle, who passed away 3 years ago. About a week ago was the 3-year anniversary of her loss. You guys may have been called to another pile. I don't want to say which one, but with this Page of Pentacles, you may have been called to another pile. But what I'm reading this as the past and the future coming into the present. So in the present moment, you're being represented by the Five of Wands, but this particular Five of Wands is less about the training ground or competition, and it's more about the pain and the anguish of loss and lack, and how it makes you feel frozen. And then we have literally the card of Elsa and Frozen, the Snow Queen energy. But then we move into the Ten of Cups. And this is such a wondrous way of moving forward, because what this shows me is that in the past, you may have felt as though you were discovering magic and it was really wondrous and really amazing, and you wanted to use it in this way or that way. And whatever the magic is, it could be discovering that you have a knack for poetry. And so I'm going to create all of these ballads and I'm going to publish them, and the world is going to be reignited and flamed with the passion of poetry the way that I am. It's like Rupi. Is it? Gosh, who wrote the book Homebody? I read that book in like 20 minutes and then went back and read it again and again, and I would cry my way through it. Rupi Kaur, Rupikaur. I'll show you guys. There we go. That is what the book looks like for the cover, in case anybody is interested in checking it out. But there's an energy of like reigniting the world with a passion for poetry, because when her books first started coming out, because she's written like 4 or 5 of them now. I want to say that Homebody was her 4th. The realms of poetry were falling up kind of to the wayside. I even subscribe to Rattle magazine, and I've seen how poetry has been changing over time and how it feels like a lost art. And that's actually the whole purpose of Rattle magazine, is to reignite the world with poetry. You guys may want to check that out for some reason. Interesting. Also, you guys may be called to shamanism. That's curious. But when I said Rattle magazine, I actually saw the Rattle card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. So that's where I went with it. But it's like you had this spark, this ingenious spark. Definitely not ingenuous. Actually, it was an ingenious spark, but it was sparked from someone's disingenuous nature. It was like someone else was not true, and it made you kind of harden yourself. But in that hardening, you discovered a magic within yourself. You're now sitting in this energy of learning how to thaw yourself out, but you're watching as something that you love or someone that you love is just turning away from you. And so you have a choice. And the reason why I say you have a choice here is because, look, she's got ice forming around her. She has ice forming around her again. This is asking you, are you going to go back and be iced? Are you going to be cold? Are you going to be distant? We lose things, or we get distracted, or what have you, whatever it is. This card just feels so sad. But these things happen, and we choose. Do we go back to the past, or do we move on to the future? Now, the Page of Cups on the back is literally your inner child saying, imagine what your life could be. You know, mermaids make me think of Ariel, and Ariel imagined her way into her life. She imagined what her life could be, the possibilities, the potentialities. She let herself embrace the imagination of, I'm going to have legs, and I'm in love with this man, and
we are going to be together. And that became her reality because she imagined it into existence. Yes, there's more story to it, but this is about you allowing yourself to imagine your life into existence. Let yourself be a mystical creature in this world. Let yourself be unique. Trust in your own path here. Whatever it is that feels like it's turned away from you, I just heard it's not spirit. It is, and that's 100% the truth. I've been in that phase where it's like, does spirit really exist? Is spirit really there? Am I really loved? Does our divine creator even know that I matter? Do I even matter? And this is saying, yes, you do, but you have to remember that the mentality when you go through a hardship like this, where somebody is walking away, somebody is leaving you, when you go through that, it can make you feel like you have to battle the world. And when you feel like you have to battle the world, then you feel like you have to freeze yourself. And even the wonder and the awe of this moment that was there, that spark of creativity that made you want to create something, to build something, to bring in some sort of abundance into your life, that spark can go away because you're in such a place of pain and anguish. And it's okay to face that pain and anguish. Because if you look to the future, look what your guides are saying you have. You have mystery and magic and wonder and awe and the capability of creating your ultimate happiness. This is literally creating your ultimate happiness. It's emotional fulfillment. But when we have the 10 of Cups, to me, the 10 of Cups is like the 10 of Pentacles and the World card, and every positive card in the deck is built into this 10 of Cups. It is the ultimate emotional fulfillment. And when we are emotionally fulfilled, then we are physically and mentally fulfilled. And so it's this energy of letting you know, like, these are your rings. These are your rings right here. This is your past. This is your future. And right now in the present moment, these two things are coming together in a way so that they're meant to harmoniously blend themselves together to reignite that passion and that flame that you have for what you are here to do, for that magic that you contain within yourself. It's getting you started again on a path, on your path, not a path, but your path, on your path moving forward. Yes, 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 right here. Within your being, there are galaxies filled with limitless creative inspirations. Fill your life with possibility from those sparks. You are literally stardust walking in the physical form. You matter. Everything about you matters, and you are matter. You are spirit made form. You are incredibly creative. And when this card says limitless, when I channeled this, the limitless energy was so expansive. It was like tapping into Jupiter energy. You may have Jupiter in a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, in particular Pisces, because there is an energy here of having just gone through a Jupiter return. And sometimes when we go through a Jupiter return, Jupiter has to, it's like we have to allow for it to, the energies to come in and to settle, because they are so expansive. We have to wait and be patient with how they want to come in and flow into our lives. Oh my God. The divine creator sees everything and forgives everything. Forgive yourself, for you are truly worthy. This is exactly, allow your heart to open to the flow of peace. This is what I was saying with the divine creator. Like, does the divine creator even notice me? Do I even matter to our divine creator? Yes, absolutely. It sees everything, knows everything. And when I channeled forgives everything, what I asked was, what do you mean forgives everything? Because in my frame of reference, it's not even a necessary thing. And that's the point, is if I don't have to, so the divine creator was like, if I don't have to give forgiveness, because you're human, you're fallible, you make mistakes, but you have to forgive yourself because I love you unconditionally. So there is nothing to forgive.
I see and I understand and I know what goes on. And I know that you every day get back up and keep trying. So this is about you knowing that a part of you just needs to know that you're forgiven. And you are, but have you forgiven yourself and forgiven yourself for the choices that you made that led you to this place where you feel like everything fell apart and you want to go back into feeling icy and isolated, but this is not the energy for that. This is about you opening back up, opening up to the possibility, to the sparks, to the creativity, opening your heart to peace. Oh my gosh. Okay, we've got claircognizance. That definitely needs to be over there. But we have solfeggio frequency 852 hertz, the third eye chakra awakening of intuition, psychic gifts, and spiritual awareness. And then we have family can be chosen by the heart, even without blood. So you may have been betrayed by a family member. You may have lost a family member. You may be just feeling like you don't resonate with your family. This wanted to come out too. It says, hope is your birthright, which manifests upon integrating this truth. So again, integration, we talked about integration, but when it comes to family, sometimes we feel like we either have to go with our biological family or we have to disown our biological family, but you choose who family is and what family means to you. When I was married to my first husband, I never called his parents mom and dad. Never once. They didn't feel that way to me. They didn't carry that energy with me. It was utterly unnatural. But when I got married to David, my husband now, it was second nature for me to call his mom, mom. And I don't call her anything else. It doesn't feel natural to me. Sometimes we come into a family that we don't even realize we were waiting for. I look at Ember Moon Tarot and Celtic Fairy Tarot and Lexi the Leo and Tarot Ate and Lunar Refresh and getting to know these creators and getting to work with them, but also building friendships and connections with them. And Colleen from Spiritualistic, like building these things. Building these connections, these friendships, they're family to me. And you can choose who you see as family. Your heart always knows. Sometimes we just need to realize that our heart matters above and beyond. So if you guys are in a situation where this Five of Wands was caused by a family member, forgive yourself for whatever the interaction was, forgive the family member, and choose whether it's right for you moving forward. If you can give that forgiveness, peace comes in naturally. Hope comes in naturally. The Septarian stone really wants you to get more grounded. We've got Sirius energy, the dog star. This is why fame and support, creative expression, inspirational persona, and a helper of humanity. So this energy here, which is Sirius, is in Cancer. It's you taking control of your own creative life, but realizing that your perspective, your experiences, the things that you've gone through with your family, choosing your family, feeling that pain, going through the anguish, going through the awareness of what it's like to forgive yourself, going through all of these things, that has really opened you up to having this wisdom that could help others. And you do it in the way that you feel called to do. We have first house, Aries and Mars, the house of the self. This is about self-expression, outer personality, and what the world sees of who you are. So when I say self-expression, it's less of the conscientious self-expression that you get with the fifth house, but it's how you express yourself out into the world. And oftentimes with the first house and it being where your ascendant is, you don't realize how you're expressing yourself. You don't realize that at all. I have experienced that myself being a Leo rising. Because I didn't understand Leo energy. I had someone else teach me about it. So this is your personality, your identity, the mask that you wear, your self-image that is projected outward. But this is where you go to start gaining self-awareness. The first house is ruled by Aries and Mars. But this is about even just the physicality of your body. You could struggle with the physicality of your body based off of your family. Okay? So we have the golden snitch. I'll break these down in a minute. Your pain is not being suffered alone. And it says, gentle heart, though you may feel lonely and alone, suffering in pain and too often in silence, take refuge in the truth that you are never alone. You are divinely connected. We all share your burdensome pain and are sending you love to ease. You are not alone. I just was like hyper amplified. The golden snitch. We've got Harry Potter and Ginny Weasley. Can you guys see that? No. Okay. The 9th house with Sagittarius and Jupiter, the house of mental exploration. So again, we've got a lot of fire energy here. The philosophy of life, enlightenment and awakening, the search for meaning, higher education, mind expansion, religions, journey, and travel. And then we have the unknown is not meant for fear. It is the starting point for every adventure. Too often in life, we become accustomed to that which we know, feeling comfortable without realizing the stagnant energy seeping in. Do not fear when your soul beckons you to leap into the unknown. This calling is what is meant for you, and you have the support, love, and guidance of your spirit, team, and source. Go on your new journey. Okay. So we have a lot of fire energy here. With Harry Potter and Ginny Weasley with the golden snitch. The golden snitch is so elusive. It is so hard to really wrap your hands around, and it's worth the most points. And it signifies the end of the match with any kind of Quidditch match. But it doesn't always signify winning the match. So there are times where you catch the golden snitch and you don't win the game because the score is so astronomically different. Sometimes you're just asked to decide when enough is enough. Your pain is not being suffered alone, and the unknown is not meant for fear. It's letting you know, what do you want to cease? More than anything, I'm just getting this message of you're not meant to be alone in this world. You're not meant to feel alone. So what is being called to be released is this feeling that you have to isolate yourself because of who you are and what you believe in. Let yourself see that you have this expansive perception and you have this awareness that can help so many others, but you're really meant to shine, to be in the spotlight. I'm actually quite surprised that I don't see Leo energy on the board, but I kind of get that feeling with the Harry Potter and Ginny Weasley. Now, these cards were created for romance aspects, but this is a lot about trusting in love. You know, Ginny Weasley loved Harry Potter from like day one, but Harry didn't have any interest in her. And this talks about holding on to love at all costs. What kind of love are you holding on to when it comes to yourself? You have all this awareness and all of this wisdom and all of these gifts, and your heart is meant to be open, but it has to be open in a way where forgiveness is given to yourself. Just as much as you forgive everybody else, it's given to yourself. There are parts of you that are still struggling with allowing peace and hope into your life because you're in so much pain with this 5 of Wands energy. There's just so much pain, but your future is literally the 10 of Cups. It is literally the happiest card in the deck. That's your path moving forward. The new energy that wants to come in is peace, hope, connection, love, expansiveness, adventure, creativity. There's so much here that's like knocking at your door, and it's all on the same path. You've been on this path. But sometimes when you're on the path and it feels like things are getting so heavy and so stagnant and as though you can't keep going forward, you're about to transition into what will feel like the unknown, but it's still the same path. Moving forward, your guides want you to be aware that you are here to experience all of the joy and the love and the hope and the peace and the prosperity and the forgiveness and abundance and true blessing that you are in the world. You're here to be able to see that, to expand upon that. And remember, I said you guys may have just had a Jupiter return. So you may have Jupiter in Aries, before I forget that. There is so much here for so many of you, Pile 3. And I'm really, really excited for your future. But I can feel that right now, you may not even want this message. Especially when it comes to love and faith. You may not want the message. And that's understandable when you're in that level of pain, when you feel that level of anguish. That's okay. When you're ready to receive it, it will come for you. It will come back into your awareness. It will show back up in your suggested, or you'll just be like, oh, I feel it now. I see it now. I'm ready for it now. Don't try to push yourself before you're ready. You will know when you know. And when you know, all of that pain drops away. But please know you're not alone. You've never been alone. You will never be alone. And when it comes to the golden snitch, the last message that your guides wanted me to leave you with is that ending this cycle of pain is always going to be your choice. It's not about winning or losing. It's simply about choosing the next great adventure, choosing the next leg of the journey, choosing to end by being the victor who captures that part that is so elusive. And that part that's so elusive is literally the truth of who you are, which is a creative, loving, deeply powerful, incredibly brave, loved by everyone more than you realize. Light in this world. And I got to tell you guys, this energy here, you are definitely soul family here. And I'm honored to have you guys here. All right, Pile 3, this is what I have for you. I want to say thank you so much. Thank you to your guides, my guides, Spirit, for facilitating the connections between our energies. Thank you so much for the way these messages flowed through and the love and the care and the consideration that goes into them. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Pile 3, this is what I have for you. If this video resonated, I would really appreciate an equal energy exchange. The best way you can do that is to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell if you feel so inclined to have those notifications on so you know when I upload. And comment in the comment section below. I would love to interact with you guys. I always love getting your feedback. And I am sending you guys a huge energetic hug. In the description box, there are links to donate, book a personal reading, check out my other channel, and so on and so forth. So if you feel inclined, go check those out as well. Pile 3, I love you all. I am sending you such warm, loving embrace, and I hope that you have a wonderful day going forward. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. I'm going to go ahead and do some cleansing and uplifting of this energy in this space, which is actually for your guys' pile. I have to say, this energy is the most refreshing energy. You guys may have Taurus in your chart very strongly. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so peach selenite is the crystal that you chose, and it's actually associated with Cancer and Taurus. And I forgot about that until I just looked over at my notes over here that I had taken for the energy for this pile and the channeled messages and everything. But the reason why I was saying that you might have Taurus in your chart fairly strongly is because before I came to do this reading, in between filmings and everything, I got the same kind of Taurus rush I always associate with that kind of energy, which is I suddenly was like, okay, I'm ready to get dinner prep going and I'm ready to clean up. I went downstairs and we had this really horrible leaky pipe down in our basement and it was hidden behind a wall. So we had to put holes in our walls, which no one ever wants to do because now we have to re-drywall the entire place. Which means that I have to repaint that room as well. And it's funny how the universe works because I literally have been thinking like that room needs to be repainted and brightened up because I'm beyond the phase that I was when I painted that room. And so when I painted that room, it was back in 2020, in the fall of 2020, I was going through a really nasty custody battle. And I suddenly was like, I need to turn this room into what feels like the Arizona desert. Guys, I've never been to Arizona, never been in the desert, but I needed that feeling that I associate with it. So I have one wall that's green and I've got orange, like a burnt orange up on top, but I created this kind of desert sand yellow. I created it myself using a bunch of different colors to blend together, and I could not recreate it if I tried. And because it was just really like, let me just blend as much as I can together. And it was one of those moments where I didn't realize the significance of Sedona, Arizona, but all of my readings kept and this was when I was really in the early stages of being introduced to tarot readings on YouTube. And I remember watching Pick a Card from JJ Constellation. And she was like, I keep picking up Arizona. And there were only like 2 people in my life that I was like, I need to make this feel like the Arizona desert because it didn't make any sense. Like never been there. How would I know? But I did that. And now like, I was like, okay, I'm out of this phase. I'm ready to cleanse this area by repainting. And then I put the project off when I got the inspiration. And like I said, it's funny how the universe works because now there's a hole behind a wall and we have to replaster an entire wall, which throws the balance of the energy off in that entire room, which means that entire room is going to have to be repainted this summer when we re-drywall and everything. So the universe was like, no, you needed to do this because it's time to shift the energy in this area because feng shui really does matter. And that area is very important for my own personal healing, but also for coming together as a family because it is my family room. And so we have these holes in the walls and, we had all this drywall dust on the floor, and it was the wall that has all my bookshelves. So all my books were off the shelf, and everything just felt so chaotic in that room. And I was like, but this is my grounding space. This is my crocheting space. This is where I like to sit down and read in my swing chair. This is, this is my home space that my kids play in. It needs to be cleaned up. And so I hadn't had the energy for it. I just hadn't. But whenever I tap into Taurus energy, I'm like, okay, time to spruce up the house, time to do this, time to do that. And so I kind of whirlwind through that area. I cleaned the washer again. I cleaned the sink that the washer drains into. I cleaned the top of the dryer. I cleaned up my bedroom a little bit. Cleaned the family room up really well, and my foyer downstairs. And then I came upstairs and I opened the front door because it is such a beautiful day. And it's like 32 degrees or so outside right now, which in North Dakota, January, 32 degrees, it's like a heat wave. You could literally go outside in a t-shirt and go for a run. And I know that might sound crazy if you live in a really warm area. But think about the fact that when you live in a warm area, when it gets to be like 60 degrees, it's considered cold. Okay. In North Dakota during the winter, we get to like -40, -60 at times with the wind chill. And so 30 degrees after going through a long duration of really cold weather, 20s and 30s is literally t-shirt weather. People are out going on jogs, they're walking their pets. You can hear birds chirping. But today the sky is this crystal clear blue, and it feels like hope has come in. And that's so important. It is so important for your energy in particular. But I felt that essence of Taurus energy and even Cancerian energy. And that to me, you're the first pile in this entire reading where the zodiac energies are so on point and so strong that it helped influence me in a very healing and positive way. Now, this is, and normally I would preface all of this before I had even started with, this is all about clearing karma and welcoming new energy. This is your message about it. You get all of that fun stuff, the technicalities of introducing things, because I know that, I get new subscribers, I get new viewers, even if they don't subscribe, I still get new viewers who come in. But Spirit's like, just be you. And the reason why I let it go for as long as I did in the beginning is because I'm really hoping that the sound of the birds chirping outside my room, my office space, really translates into this reading. But I literally have windows open, and there's this thing that happens that in the winter time in North Dakota, when you open the windows, and it is nice enough to have the windows open, and it is out of season for being nice enough to have the windows open, where it's like you can feel the buds of spring. So even though I know that next week it's supposed to snow, today it's not. Today it's beautiful. Today everything is magical and wonderful. And those magical energies of like the frost on the trees that are just so beautiful and captivating, those have now fallen. And after that happens, when those energies fall down, and it's because it's gotten warm enough for it to thaw. And because it's warm enough for it to have thawed, and you can see like the pine green, that evergreen color shining through on the trees again, and the beautiful variations of brown out in the deciduous trees. There's this energy of the upcoming spring that you can feel tangible in literally everything in the air right now. If I could capture hope in a bottle, if I could capture positivity in a bottle, it would be correlated with your energy, and it would be correlated with the way that the weather feels today. That's why I'm going like, this is the first time that I've ever used weather outside of small talk, which I find really funny. So let's get into the energies you guys chose. So like I said, with the peach selenite, this correlates to Cancer and Taurus, but it also is about the sacral and the soul star chakra. So this is about your emotional purpose, your emotional path within your soul, within this life. And with this peach selenite, you also chose the card Sleeping Beauty, as well as the Sun runestone. And when I put these out, I literally heard, when the rest of the world sleeps, I am awake. When I am asleep, the rest of the world is awake. And it's this kind of, I am the exact opposite of what you would expect walking into the world. You would expect me to be cold and blustery like today would be expected, because it's January. And in January in North Dakota, you expect it to be cold and blustery and kind of bleak and gray. You wouldn't expect the world to be infused with the kind of coloring and light and just joyful, uplifting energy that there is. But it is. It's the exact opposite. And honestly, guys, like there's about an hour before the pinnacle energy of the Aquarius new moon hits while I'm filming this. So this is the energy that you guys are beginning anew in in such a beautiful way, a beautiful way. I'm so excited. This is such a change. It's so amazing because one of the number one things I picked up as soon as I started working with this energy was about transformation through mental clarity, and how when you got that mental clarity, whatever mental clarity it was, as soon as you got that mental clarity, it was like a spiritual activation hit for you immediately. And with this Sleeping Beauty, I don't know if you guys could hear that car outside, but we're going to take that as a confirmation because it's like a car revving up to go really fast. That is what you guys are at. It's like you guys are in the Sleeping Beauty energy where, or some of you are in a Sleeping Beauty energy and coming out of it. So some of you are in this rest and rejuvenation energy right now, but some of you are the opposite of what winter is. Like you guys are in a summer season where it's go, 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 do this, do that, experience this, experience that in the middle of winter. So you may be living in the Southern Hemisphere, or you may just feel as though if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you may feel as though you have always been oppositional to the way that the energies go in the cosmos, and resonated more with that Southern energy. And that's because you're a catalyst for others. You're a change maker for others. You have this beautiful, like very unique healing energy, a completely new kind of healing energy within you that is awakening here. It's shining forth. So in a big way, you're like the sun at night. And no, I don't mean like the moon. I mean, you are like the sun that shines at night. You're the duration of days up in Alaska where the sun shines continuously for like a month. You know, my best friend lives up in Alaska, and she definitely, like, she has that area where it's sunny like 24 hours, and that's the energy that you guys have, but it's your energy. It's so I could bask in the glow of your energy forever. File 4. You guys are incredible. And I'm sure you hear this a lot. And it might actually, in the past, it may have caused you to feel very resistant to others. Even though we have Cancer and Taurus as signs, the actual elements that came through were actually water and air, and primarily air, because it's about that mental clarity. But with the sacral chakra being activated, the sacral chakra is the water chakra. And this is all about how you communicate your own emotional body, your own emotional awareness, emotional intelligence. You guys may have been told as children that you are highly sensitive or empaths. Alternately, you could be neurodivergent, ADD, ADHD, or ADD, ADHD combined type. You could be on the autism spectrum. You could have touches of OCD, but nothing that is debilitating anymore. I just heard anymore like really strongly. So that to me is saying that it may have been something that felt like a hindrance in your life. And we have a candle that's about to go out. This candle is about to go out. And I knew they might do that. And I contemplated waiting to do this reading until they were out and then lighting new ones. But Spirit's like, no, it is very, very significant for you when the candle goes out on its own, because it's kind of this symbol that the karma from the past has been cleared. And especially in that realm of neurodivergency, that realm of, I just am so different. I'm so different from this person and that person. I'm afraid of the gifts that I have. I'm afraid of the way that I'm doing things because it's never been done. And guys, I channeled in a different form of Reiki. Like, I understand it's Reiki energy. I understand that, you know, as I do that, I'm working with the same flow of energy, that same key energy, but working with it the way that I do, it operates differently. There are different symbols that I have seen, that I have channeled, that I have used with friends or colleagues in a means of really working through these energies and testing out how they work with other people outside of myself, because it's just important for me. I have a scientific mind. But when I first channeled it, texted my Reiki master and I was like, I channeled this symbol. I think it's a Reiki symbol. But I was at that imposter syndrome energy of who am I to ... Who am I to channel a new Reiki symbol? Who am I to say that I'm doing this or that or whatever? Who I am to, that energy of who am I to, that's what I get from you guys from the past. It's like that is being washed away, being burnt away, being blustered and flown away. It's like all of that has been transformed over time because a lot of your gifts have been in a sleeper state so that they can awaken, so that they can come forth, so that they can become aware. This patience phase that you've been in, that has been where you're clearing karma. And the biggest karmic clearing that I feel for you guys is imposter syndrome. It's this feeling like you can't rest. You can't take a break. You have to keep going. You have to keep shining. You have to follow everybody else's trends. You have to do this and you have to do that. And it's go, 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 go. But the thing about Cancerian and Taurus energy is even a diverse or a neurodiverse Cancer or a neurodiverse Taurus is going to want to slow down. Taurus wants to move slowly. They want to have the time to luxuriate in each point in time, point in the journey. Taurus wants the experience, and Cancer wants the safety, the security, the loyalty, the emotional clarity, the emotional peace. So these two energies being what you chose, this is what you've been clearing. And I'm hearing some of you have been clearing the last vestiges out over the past 5 months. Some of you have been doing this journey, this jaunt, this part of the journey, this emotional cleansing and clearing and accepting of the self for 5 years. That's a long time to do that. And I know because I've been doing stuff like this since 2011 and then very directed since 2020. But from 2011, I was clearing a lot out emotionally from my childhood, a lot out physically from my family lines. There was just so much to it when I had my Kundalini awakening that my body had to go through hell and high water before I would actually accept my spiritual gifts. Not to mention the fact that it was just kind of a mess. We don't need to get into it. But something that came through, especially for you guys, is because this is Sleeping Beauty, there is an energy of an awareness of what happens when you sleep. I'm going to shift this off to the side. And the awareness of what happens when you guys sleep is all about you guys having this enlightenment via the Akashic records. It's like you can understand not just your own Akashic records, but other people's. And you do it in a metaphorical, symbolic standpoint when you are in a sleep state. Okay. I also, with your energy, needed to mention the fact that I got this very strong energy of every night when you go to sleep, you have beings, energetic beings surrounding you, but it's in this like really beautiful, loving way. It's almost like you're the maypole and they're just winding these protective strings all around you when you're sleeping, not to tie you down or anything like that, but to make sure that you know that as you go into the ether realms and the Akashic records and you do any traveling at night when you're asleep, that you are utterly protected and grounded because you have like the Fae and angels. And then I got master guardians. And it kind of felt like a combination of ascended masters and guardian angels. So the ascended masters, you may find that they're actually connected to you on like a guardian angel level. And that may be something that kind of threw you off because I just heard who am I to again. So this energy of who am I to ... is something where you've taken those emotional wounds and really transformed and transmuted them very alchemically through the art of love, forgiveness, and acceptance. So moving forward, one of the biggest things you're doing is moving forward with a heightened sense of self-awareness, self-esteem, and willpower. And yeah, we've got the Emperor here. This is also opening to love within your divine masculine, allowing your divine masculine to operate very much like the divine feminine Yeah, we've got the King of Cups. This is very divine masculine oriented. Three of Pentacles. This is about building the future that you desire. Knight of Wands. You guys literally have like incredibly strong energies, but with this energy, I am also getting, and I've gotten this energy before where it's like the divine feminine and the divine masculine are kind of reversed, so they operate differently. That's too many. Can we get another one? Can we get one more card? You guys are being signified. You guys are being signified as the Three of Pentacles. I think that's grammatically correct. Guys, my speech has been like, I get so excited with these energies that my speech just kind of, it's all jumbled lately. Thank you very much. We have the Page of Wands. And on the back, we have the Hermit. So we do have Aries and, oh my gosh, I just like blanked out. We have Aries and we have, God, there it went again, Virgo energy. Aries and Virgo. But there's a lot of fire energy out here with the Emperor, with the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands. There's a lot of fiery energy that wants to come in. Now, you guys are working primarily with literally everything but fire energy. So this is about you waking back up to your inspiration and your awareness and your inner flame. I'm getting kind of Vesta energy, and Vesta is the asteroid that is the inner flame. It's the sacredness of this journey that we're on. So moving forward, it's understanding and awareness within yourself about how you go to battle and how you go to war for what you want, knowing that you have the grounding and the firm foundation. You are both divine masculine and divine feminine. And honestly, I'm getting that your divine feminine is associated with your sun sign and your divine masculine is associated with your moon sign. Alternately, you also you could be born during a full moon, or you may, are you one of the rare people who has been born like during an actual eclipse? As in, like, there was an eclipse for X amount of time and you were born within that X amount of time. That would be really cool. Let me know in the comment section below if that's the case. But moving forward, this is about your divine masculine really coming alive, because you've really gone on this inner journey. With the Sleeping Beauty and the Hermit here, you've really gone internally to gain the wisdom, to gain the awareness, to gain the knowledge that you need in order to move forward. And this new energy coming in is literally inspiration. It's inspiration for action-orientated steps outside of yourself. So Mars retrograded through Gemini may have been a time where you felt like your inspiration and your creativity was kind of dried up a bit. And this is letting you know, like, it's coming back. That's too many, but we do have this. You hold the power to create anything you desire. Dive into this power. And that is strong energy of your divine masculine being directed by your divine feminine. And then we have Northeast, which is water and fire. You guys may have been drawn to another pile, but this energy is so different that I almost don't want to say that. But we have Northeast, and it says the path opens to discover the flame in the sky, illuminating your soul's passion. This right here is what you've been working on, is coming back to your passion, coming back to your inspiration, coming back to that inner flame. Okay. Thank you. We have, you are the rainbow in stormy skies. You simply cannot see it for yourself because you are one with the rainbow. And we have Stormbringer, which I don't do reversals. We also had Stormbringer that came out here, which is literally that confirmation that you are the rainbow in these stormy skies. You bring the storm so that you can shine forth with the rainbow. I love that. And you are your own hero or heroine. No one needs to save you, for you are all that you need. And that is an energy that came through with the Sleeping Beauty card, especially because that is an energy that's really strongly saying, like, I don't need a prince to wake me up. Yeah, maybe in the storyline she did, but you guys are writing your own story. You're the hero. You're the heroine. You are the one that decides what your story is going to be. No one needs to save you because you are already saved. We've got the 7th house, Libra and Venus, the house of marriage and partnerships. And it says alliances or conflicts with others, partnerships, marriage, one-to-one relationships, and legal matters. So this is, you guys may have had a relationship in the past that really, really made you feel like you could not shine forth in the world. And I get that that was an energy that I actually cut off before I started channeling it, because I was going to start talking about how when I had my Kundalini awakening, my ex-husband, I told him that I was psychic, and he threatened my life if I were to ever tell anybody about my gifts, if I were to ever continue moving forward in that path. He told me that he would kill me. He told me that he would take my kids and disappear. And like, there were so many threats because he wanted to shut me up, because he was jealous of the fact that I was psychic, without like really realizing that everybody is psychic in their own unique way. But he didn't want that for me, but he also didn't want me to be crazy. So it's essentially, he just used his abusive nature to abuse me into fear. So I had a lot of fear surrounding doing this exactly for you guys. I had so much fear surrounding doing this. And it's taken me years to work through that fear and to come here and be like, yeah, I'm a psychic. Yes, I am an intuitive. Yes, I am an empath. Yes, I can do this. I have these gifts. It's been very difficult for me because there was a lot of fear surrounding that. One of the number one way to bring fear in my life is to threaten my children, or at least in the past, to threaten my children, like threaten to take my children, or threaten to essentially threaten to kill me, because that means that my kids would be stuck with their other set of parents. And that I couldn't subject them to that. I couldn't, like, if I can avoid it, I will avoid it, kind of energy. But that 7th house, the partnerships, the conflicts with others, those conflicts are there to help teach you your own power in being who you are, your own power in shining forth, so that you don't sleep on yourself. You don't hold yourself back. You choose to embrace your power, to allow yourself to take that action moving forward. And that's really what new energy wants to come in so far, is your own creativity, your own storyline, your shining forth. It's an awakening, an activation of your emotional gifts. That's interesting. We've got questions require intent and purpose. You are asking questions that hold no true intent nor purpose for your life's journey. You are holding yourself back from what you truly want. Answers you aren't certain you are ready for. Let go of your fear and ask the hard questions, for not all truths are meant to be hard truths. And this card, especially in correlation with the Libran energy and what I was talking about, that's that Stormbringer energy. If you ask yourself, when I sat down and was like, okay, Spirit, if I have psychic gifts, let me see, bring it on. I'm ready. And literally almost instantaneously, I saw a spirit walk by. I was seeing light orbs. I could feel it. I heard somebody whispering my name in my ear. It was all very, very, very intense immediately. And it was literally spirit just peeling back one layer of, hey, look what you can do. And I went, okay, too much. I lasted maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I like to say 15, but I think I'm being a little bit generous with myself on that one. I might actually be being generous with myself in 5 minutes, because time was so distorted during that experience, but it was a real experience. I wasn't entirely sure I was ready for it. It was that Stormbringer energy. All of a sudden, my entire perspective of the world changed in that one instance, because I was like, I really wasn't wrong about myself. And when you realize that you weren't wrong about yourself, you were actually right about yourself. When someone else is trying to diminish something about you, like, oh, you can't create a new healing method. That's insane. That's bogus. No, you really can. Or you have to do this, and this in order to access the Akashic records, except you, Pile 4, genuinely don't. You have this amazing ability to access them in a completely unique way. It's almost like you're constantly channeling from the Akashic records in and of itself, whatever you're doing. But people tell you you can't do it. You have to do it this step, this step, this step, this step. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have the power to create anything you desire. And because of that, you have incredibly strong manifestation powers. But when you don't believe in that, and you start asking questions that don't have anything to do with the truth of who you are, your guides are going to come in and be like, no, what is the purpose of this? What is the intention behind this question? What is the true intent and purpose behind it? And then, are you ready for the actual answers? Because the answers are going to tell you about your amazingness. And I'm not saying that as toxic positivity or to hype you up. I'm saying that because sometimes when the answers are, you're amazing, you have this gift, you have that gift, it's actually more shocking and more damaging at times because we're not ready. But you have really been doing the work. The Hermit card wouldn't come up if you hadn't been doing the work. So with the Sleeping Beauty and the Hermit card, it's literally saying you've been doing the work for this. So start asking yourself the hard questions. What do you desire? What do you want for yourself? Because the new energy that wants to come in, wants you to welcome it, is literally what you choose for it to be at this point. It's what do you want? What do you desire? We have Black Moon Lilith. This is where we find the gateway to learn of divine feminine energy, the repressed part of our divine feminine energy, and find a redefinition of freedom versus subjugation. This is all about sovereignty. So again, this is hearkening back to that message that I got to share about my ex-husband. Because with Black Moon Lilith, one of the ways that my Black Moon Lilith now gets activated is when someone tries to get me to stop shining my light. When someone tries to tell me that I am egotistical. When anyone tries to trigger my fear, my Black Moon Lilith wakes up and she goes, fuck no. And that's dark divine feminine energy going, no, you will not dull my shine anymore. I will not be quiet because you don't like me or you feel uncomfortable with my message or because you feel threatened by me. I'm not going to do it. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to face that fact. When Black Moon Lilith comes out, it's literally this, it's time to end subjugation. You may have Black Moon Lilith in Libra as well, or in your 7th house, or conjunct your Venus. Okay. That's a lot. Okay. They want all of those out. So, all right, we have life is always only meant for living. Go live your life. Literally, it's the doorway to life. What new energy is ready to be welcomed in? Literally life. It says, why do you sit on the precipice of action and adventure? That's this energy right here that's ready to come in. It's action and adventure. It's time to go. It's time to get out of the sleep state. Even if the rest of the world is sleeping, it's time for you to wake up kind of energy. Waiting to live, waiting to love, waiting. Your life is meant to be lived. It is meant to shine, glow, and most of all, to simply be lived. Dance in the moonlight, spin in the sunshine, laugh from the belly, cry like no one is watching. Live, my love, my darling, live. I love that because what were we talking about? We were talking about the sun and the moon, the kind of reversal energy, go experience life. Oh my God. And again, we have Libra and Venus energy. This is so powerful. This is cardinal air energy, but this is about rebalancing the life. It's a 7th house ruler, indecisive, complicated love life. Indecisive and a complicated love life. That is the shadow aspect. And the light aspect is irresistible, adventurous, and lavish. But it's also about the experience of it. And with the lavish, that is luxury. That's, again, Taurian energy coming through really strongly with Venus. So you may be feeling as though, do some of you have Libra, or not Libra, but Venus and Mars conjunct each other in your natal chart, even in the 7th house or in Libra? Wow, that would be really cool because that means that that would be something where your masculine and your feminine get really easily blended and flip-flopped. and it's a natural energy for you. Or in the 4th house. Oh my gosh, we've got Capricorn with the goat or the sea goat with Saturn, and it's the 10th house ruler. The shadow attributes are stubborn, uncontent until at the top, and the light attributes are hardworking, straightforward, and loyal. And then we have Scorpio with Pluto energy, water and earth and air. Water, earth, and air. That's literally what I said for the selenite stone. And that's why this fire energy up here is so important. That's why this fire energy is so important. Look to the east in the sunrise. Look to the east in the sunrise. Maybe sun gazing would be really good for you guys, or meditating during the sunrise. But with the Scorpio energy, we've got the 8th house ruler, and the shadow attributes are dominant and secretive. And the light attributes are self-reliant, powerful, and wise. Scorpio energy is all about transformation of the self, transformation and transition, transmutation. It's about elevating oneself more and more and more. You may have Cancer or Taurus in the 8th house as well. But the new energy that's ready for you to come in is the truth of who you are, the truth of your gifts, the truth of your beauty, your creativity, your amazingness, the truth of what you're here to accomplish and how it comes directly from the heart, the truth of what you're here to rebalance within yourself and within the world. Freedom is here for you if you so choose. So guys, this is what I have for you. Pile 4, you guys are always, as ever, so impressive, so amazing, so incredible. And I'm honored every single time that I sit down here with you and channel this energy. Every time I sit with Pile 4's energy, you guys remind me immediately from the start why I do what I do. Because you do such amazing things in the world that me being able to give you confirmation is one of the greatest blessings that I can see. So I want to say thank you, as always. Thank you so much, Pile 4. I want to say thank you to your guides, my guides, and spirit for facilitating the connections between our energies so that these messages could flow through so smoothly and that they could be so powerful and true and clear. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Pile 4, this is what I got. If this resonated, a really great equal energy exchange would be for you guys to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment in the comment section below and show the algorithm and YouTube that you guys really enjoy these readings. I would greatly appreciate it. I want to say thank you again so much. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, the link is in the description box. And there are links to donate to my channel as well. So guys, I love you so much. You guys are rock stars. I will see you at my next reading. Bye.